Hello, good day. Tim Phillips here. Sunlit Motivation, and let's see what lesson I had to learn this week. Because there's one thing that I need to do more of. That is reading. Yes, reading seems to be the number one thing that I kind of can easily distract myself from. But I have a reason. I have a very good reason. I'm busy. Oh, yes. Very, very busy. See, I have to squeeze 24.1 hours into a 24-hour day. For example, I'm a single dad. Love it to pieces, time demanding. I homeschool, time demanding. I have two companies I manage, a household and four rabbits to keep alive. I'm recording videos, and in my spare time, I sit down and watch a YouTube video or not. I have cars to keep running, homes to be bug free. Busy, busy, busy. I am so busy, and some of you might be able to feel this one is I forget to put gas in the car. Have you ever been so busy that you're asking yourself, did I eat this morning? And you have a memory, but you forget which day that eating breakfast took place. You're like, oh, maybe I wore a blue shirt. Yeah, it was today. Busy. So I fit reading, well, when I can. I bet I would read more if I was motivated to. For example, I have this nasty tendency to park my car in Chicago. Now, I don't know how other cities handle parking, but in Chicago, all streets become an English test. It's the only time in my life that I had to apply the five W's and an H. And you know the five W's? Who, what, when, where, why, and how? Where to park is the first question. Once I locate an empty spot, I have to see who can park there. Am I pregnant or a veteran? What kind of vehicle can park there? When can I park? 9 to 5, 5 to 9? Why do I need to park? Am I using the bank or getting coffee? And the creme de la creme. How much is this parking spot going to cost me? See, all these rules are put on signs all over the street, but not in a left to right fashion. It's kind of all over. So to avoid getting a ticket, or worse, getting towed, I have to consciously locate all the signs that pertain to this parking spot. If I can't park there, I got to know. I have to drive off and repeat this whole process at another lucky spot. See, I am motivated to read. I don't care what is going on. I don't care who's on the phone, what song's playing on the radio, even why I'm there. I will take the time to read because of the consequence. Now, there are other times I am motivated to read, but pleasantly. See, at a restaurant, for example, in Chicago, we have a chain called Cooper's Hawk. It's a top-notch restaurant, a micro-winery. They spare no expense. And a colleague of mine and I, we had lunch, and our server, Matt, was boosting with enthusiasm. I'll never forget this guy, Matt. He was excited, but genuine, not that fake kind that trying to get you to buy the pie at the end. He was genuine. He walked us through the appetizers, the lunch options, dessert, and what wine would work well with it all. What made this experience so rewarding, as I mentioned, was our server, Matt. He was so joyful. He was pleasant and engaging. And I was so amazed at his engagement. I pulled him over and we had a conversation. I asked him, why was he so enthusiastic? Now, he didn't have an answer right away because he paused and he was thinking. He says, well, I am getting married in 6 months. And I'm thinking, well, that would make someone enthusiastic. And he confessed that I bought a car a few months ago. And once again, we can see why that would make someone happy. Cooper's Talk just gave me a raise. More money can put a spring in your step, right? I can see why he would have reasons to be excited. But then again, I know people who are getting married, and they are the most miserable people I know. Whatever excitement a new car purchase makes fades quickly with time. And I hear people who make more money, but they still feel they are underpaid. So what is this secret ingredient in Matt's attitude? And I figured it out. Cooper's Hawk, as a rule, invests in their employees, but not the standard term, we are glad you are part of the team, but a deeper, we are lucky to have you. The managers are encouraged to read self-help and management books. If you go by the time clock, it is a collage of celebrating the workers of that location. Let me get back to about the managers reading books. The books they're reading is literally how to run their own restaurant chain. That is dangerous for managers for the owners to let the managers read stuff like that. Their confidence is that the workers will gain life experience, which is a value to them. And in turn, they'll get residual value from that. The employees they attract also have a lot on the ball. Their backgrounds are as diverse as anywhere else, but they all employ an extra spark of optimism. The average worker at Cooper's Hawk is well above average. If you're lucky enough to live by one, check it out. If I was going to say anything negative, it would be to say this. Matt, our server, was robbing us. Matt was holding out. You see, he was giving me and my guest his leftover enthusiasm. I was getting the enthusiasm that hit the table and fell on the floor. And yet, those times I dine at Cooper's Hawk are always this memorable. If you're running a department or a family, this is an extremely powerful place to be. Matt was so full of enthusiasm that his leftovers were enough to get me excited. Can you imagine an organization of Matts going about their day in your organization? Let me mix some metaphors and paint the other side of the coin. Have you ever been to a location and a service that dragged you down? I have. They took my enthusiasm. What's going on inside them? What's in their thoughts? What is spilling over that fell on the table, hit the floor, and we're dealing with it? How much positive will it take to fill that person around, just to get them to zero? Now, imagine a whole department like that. A whole department of people just kind of looking out for themselves, holding on. I'm hurt, and no one cares. How much would it take to turn that attitude around? And would it even be worth it? Let me tell you something. It is worth it. I was one of those people. And it can definitely be done. There are many ways to get genuine enthusiasm into myself, into you, into an organization, and more importantly, to any person. And I'm going to cover just one in this tiny talk. But it's a very big one. And it's what I started off with, and it's reading. And we're going to talk about when it inspires you to read. See, changing your environment and choosing motivational media to watch are good, but the sledgehammer to a bad attitude is reading, and at least good reading material. In the Bible, Luke speaks that a good man brings good things out of the good stored up in his heart. And reading is the most solid way of getting good and wise things into your heart. For example, let me walk over here, my table of stuff. I have this large, huge, humongous volume book called The Common Denominator of Success by Albert E.N. Gray. And it's about this big, it's about that wide. If you sit in the bathroom too long, you might finish it twice. Right off the bat, this book is called The Common Denominator of Success. So what do you think this is about? How to gossip your way to the top? Probably not. Just the title alone starts stirring. Well, what is a common denominator? What's success to me? Etc. But it looks like it lays out, this book looks like it lays out what is common in all of us in the pursuit of success. It is for all of us. You, me, the bus driver, someone on the street, people you've forgotten about, people you don't want to talk to anymore. But success is for them. It's not ready for just an elite group of one percenters. What would understanding the mechanics of success do for my attitude? Giving me hope is a great start. Let me read here. We've got to realize right from the start that success is something which is achieved by the minority of people and is therefore unnatural and not to be achieved by following our natural likes and dislikes. Simply put, pursuing success is not natural. Just for you thinking outside the box takes work. This book not only gives you the mechanics of success, but also opens up the application of success in your life. It answers the question, what do I do when I'm in a slump? Let me kind of wind up here. My hope for you is that you have that abundance of enthusiasm that reading can give you. I only address one of the many, many ways to build up our foundation, and that's reading. If you are able to look into my website and see all the materials I have on goal setting, we dive deep in to the ways to build that foundation and that you can achieve what you imagine yourself to be. We'll all be motivated to read, sometimes coercively, like during tax time, but other times we will be inspired. I want that job. I want that school grade. I want that person across the street to kind of notice me, to become a person that attracts good things to themselves, to be better, stronger, and faster. So we can teach our family through our example. Our workers, how'd you like to lead your boss with a good attitude? You have the skills to recognize an opportunity that's right in front of us, and reading will do that. Then, at the end of the day, we can all give each other our leftover enthusiasm. Be a blessing.